World reaction continues to come in the aftermath of continuing U.S.-British airstrikes against the Taliban regime in Afghanistan. In Tokyo, Japan's Prime Minister Koizumi told a news conference Japan strongly supports the action taken by the United States and Britain. In Beijing, China Central Television said the Chinese government opposes terrorism in any form and supports measures against it, but cautioned that military strikes on terrorism should be targeted at specific objectives to avoid hurting innocent victims. India has thrown its support behind the U.S.-led attacks, but in New Delhi, people on the street were divided over the action. Abdul Naim said the attack was not necessary. They could have solved the problem through talks. However, passerby P.S. Grover disagreed.
Very much called for.
You think it was necessary?
It was necessary. Rather, it was overdue.
And Syed Sher Ali said terrorism must end from the world. No religion preaches the killing of innocents. It's always the innocents who get killed. In Belgium, about 300 protesters from various peace organizations gathered in front of the U.S. Embassy in Brussels to show their opposition to the strikes. The gathering was peaceful. Appearing on the WorldNet program Washington Window Monday, Joseph Cirincione of the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace said Russia's cooperation is key to the success of the international coalition against terrorism.
President Putin, just about 10 days ago, clearly made a decision to swing towards the West and allow the U.S. to base troops in Uzbekistan and to allow the use of some facilities in Tajikistan. Both those are independent republics, of course, but Russia has a great deal of influence in those areas.
And he does not rule out the possibility of, in his words, the joint use of U.S. and Russian ground troops before this is all over.
I think the U.S.-Russian relationship is going to resemble much more closely the U.S.-Soviet cooperation of World War II than the U.S.-Soviet rivalry of the Cold War. We are moving into a new era here.
And the Prime Minister of Australia, John Howard, says America has been, as he put it, extremely patient under incredible provocation. And he reminds that hundreds of those who died in the September 11th terror attacks on the U.S. were of the Islamic faith.
And in no way is the American attack an attack upon Islam. It is an attack on terrorism and an attack on evil.
Australia is one of several countries who have pledged troops and military hardware to any U.S. action in retaliation for the September 11th attacks. They include Canada, France, and Germany.